Hello and welcome, Sensiman here. Today we're going to be going over the basics of learning to fly choppers. Today we will be covering where to learn to fly without pissing people off, the basic chopper controls, understanding the UI, and some basic flying techniques. This video is for new chopper pilots, but if you've flown a chopper before, this video should contain a few gems of knowledge for you. The first thing you're going to want to do is find an empty server. The easiest way to do this is to use Battlelog and type in start in the search bar so that you can find servers that have one player start or two players start. If you're on Xbox or PS3, grab a buddy and do the co-op mission Fire from the Storm. It spawns you in a chopper randomly as a gunner or the pilot, so if you don't get the seat you want, just keep closing and starting a new game until you get the seat you want. So as I said, we're going to start out with the very basics. Pushing W will bring your chopper up, and pushing S will bring your chopper down. This is how you gain altitude. If you push your mouse forward, your chopper will tilt forward and you'll start to go forward. Combined with pushing up, you'll actually start going forward with speed. You can do the same thing if you push A or D, your chopper will turn left or right. If you move your mouse to the left or to the right, your chopper will tilt and you'll start falling over. This is what you see a lot of people do when they crash and burn 2 seconds after takeoff. They pick their chopper up and then they instantly try to tilt the chopper or turn the mouse, and they think it's going to turn the chopper, but it slams into the ground. Your chopper can actually take quite a bit of a beating. These skids on the bottom of the chopper don't actually count as part of your chopper, so it doesn't matter how much punishment you put them through. They don't take any damage and your chopper won't, as long as you don't tilt forward while doing it. Here I'm just showing you that it doesn't matter how hard or fast you come in. As long as you land flat with your skids touching, your chopper won't take any damage. The goal here is to try to land the chopper at 0. So if you're looking at the UI, you see the 5 degrees tilt forward or backwards. You want to try to land the chopper at 0. You need to take into account the tilt of the ground. So if you're landing on a hill, you need to kind of tilt the chopper a little bit, but you want to try to land perfectly flat to the ground. If you press the F key, it'll cycle you through your different weapons, or you can just press 1 and 2. It's up to you. There is an out-of-cockpit view, but it's useless. The chopper turns a little bit beyond when you stop pressing the button. With experience, you'll be able to correct for it. You're going to want to get used to flying forward without losing too much altitude, so basically trying to gain maximum forward momentum. Somewhere in between 10 and 15, a little bit closer to 10, is the perfect range for flying forward without losing too much moment or too much height. There are a lot of different ways to turn in this game, and you're going to want to get used to doing all of them. You don't really use them, but it's nice to know how to control your chopper. The most basic one that I just showed you is just using A or D to turn the chopper. This one here is using A or D to turn the chopper while tilting and pulling up on the chopper. So you're tilting it to the left and then you're pulling it up, so you're pulling yourself around the corner. The last one is going up into a stall and then turning around and pulling yourself back out of the stall. It's a little bit more of an advanced technique, and you might die a few times if you try it, but it's definitely worth learning. Once you're able to keep your chopper in the air, one of the first things I suggest is to try to do a little bit of stunt flying. If you get good at flying under bridges or between trees, it'll really help you out a lot when you're trying to keep the chopper in the air. The next thing you're going to want to do is practice doing strafe runs on any random object. Just find something to shoot at and just do a run on it. Try to get it down to where you can destroy it in one run. You're going to want to get a little bit of experience as a gunner, so that when you're flying as a chopper, you can give your gunner the best view possible. You want to understand how the view works and make sure that you can give your gunner a clear shot. You're going to have to get used to the fact that your missiles don't go where you're aiming. They generally go a bit below it, and it actually changes depending on whether you're flying forwards or sideways, so it's going to take a lot of practice to get used to where the rockets actually hit. Sometimes simply just flying low to the ground will break a lock, but other times you'll need to fly between trees or behind a building. The Russian chopper is a flying bathtub, so you're going to have to get used to the difference between the American and the Russian chopper. It's a lot harder to turn, and it takes a lot more space to turn. The chopper's also a little bit bigger, so you have to get used to the differences when you're flying between trees and around buildings. Now for the part you've been waiting for. Go find yourself a server and jump into a chopper. You're going to crash a bit, so you're going to have to get used to it. People might get a little mad because you're new, but just explain to them you're new and ask them to give you a chance. You're also going to have to get used to the fact that you will get shot a lot, and so you're going to have to practice your crashing or landing gently. Always, always, always fly as an engineer. If you don't, you make baby Jesus cry. Just be patient and don't get discouraged when you die a lot. It takes a little while for choppers to respawn, so you're going to have to find something to do. I prefer to play with the Stinger or the other anti-air rocket. You're going to have a lot of downtime where you're standing around in base not doing a whole lot, so get used to it. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. I'll be putting out a second video with advanced tactics in the next day or so, so if you'd like to see more, please subscribe. All your feedback is helpful, so anything you've got to say, I'm always open for constructive criticism. Hopefully with my help, one day you can snipe infantry just like me.